You excited? No, you excited for the big giveaway. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no! Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shadows. Episode 3 of Welcome to the Mind of the Shape. As you guys already seen, we're going to be talking about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and talk about Mr. Cochran and his evil motives on why he's basically killing all these kids. Of course, I got a special guest coming up. Y'all know him as Hellvington. He's running a little late, so he'll be here at some point in time. So let's go and get the chat, see how everybody's doing. We got That Sounds Scary says, what's up, Shape? Stopping by to say, hey, I'll have to come back, though. Oh, you're good. I already know what you're doing, so you're good. Got Miss Shape in. Says, hey, everyone. Let's go on, Miss Shape. And we also have Nanya Monroe. He's actually here too. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Says, hey, hey, hey. And we also do have our guest here, I believe. Looks like he's somewhere here. Yep, he is here. Coming all the way from the Hell Zone. Leaving the Hellcats and the Hellhounds, leaving them for a little bit. Hopefully don't make a ruckus while he's gone. You all know and love him. And it's been a long time since he's been on the channel, so it's always good to have him back. Like I say, he's a pretty cool guy and an awesome bro. Y'all know and love him as Hellvington.
Whoa! What the hell is going on, everybody? What's going on, Shay?
What's going on, Hellvington? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm ready to talk some Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I'm ready, man. I'm super fucking ready.
Me too. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch has always been... I've never seen the movie until about maybe 3 years ago was the first time I ever saw it, and I just fell in love with it.
Oh, yeah. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, man. How many years ago did you say you seen it?
About 3 years ago.
Okay.
When I first finally watched it. My first time ever watching it 3 years ago.
Well, hell. I watched it. I was young. I was younger when I first watched it. I watched all the Halloween movies in the same time period. When I first watched them for the first time, I watched the 78, and then I went from 78, watched 2, 3, and went in order. Because that's how AMC did it back in the day. That's how I watched the films, was on AMC Fear Fest. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Really fucking excited. My man Daniel's in the fucking building. What's going on?
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. So with this here, like I said, with the Mind of the Shape, so we kind of talk about Michael Myers' motives in the first two, like why was he killing and everything else. So, but this time around, Michael's not in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
He is in it. He is
in it, but I mean he's playing himself really.
He did a cameo. He did a cameo.
A little cameo. But we're going to be talking about somebody else that is a major villain in Halloween 3, and that is Mr. Cochran.
Yes, Mr. Cochran, the CEO and creator of the Silver Shamrock mask. Honestly, one of the better villains in the horror universe. Honestly, we can go from anyone because we can dive into how complex his character was. And I'm not good with the actor's name. I have to look up on IMDb. But the actor who portrayed Mr. Cochran, phenomenal job. Phenomenal. He played a fucking asshole. He played a prick. He played a maniacal tyrant. He just nailed it. He nailed it.
Yeah. I think he did pretty good too. I mean, again, he's one of those actors that pretty much just stands out, man. He's actually I mean, the way he talked in the movie and everything else, man, he was really funny. Even though we talk about
he was funny, and it was like it was that and I rewatched the movie this morning. He had that kind of I don't want to sound socially incorrect when I say this, but he had that rich white man vibe to him throughout the whole movie, where he had his minions, of course, which we'll dive into that of with his minions and stuff, and he just it was he really, again, I can't say enough how much he fit the role, and he played the role very well. I loved it.
Yeah. And so speaking of Cochran, and because like I say, he's going to be the main villain in this movie, and kind of talk about his motives on why he's killing the children of this. You got any ideas why he's killing children?
Okay, so first off, before I want to get into that, but I really wanted to talk about for a second the John Carpenter aspect of this film, and I wanted to know if you kind of you seen it, and maybe Daniel or anyone else who's in this chat. So if you've seen Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, and you look at the main character, I'm looking up the cast right now. I want to get the names right. Halloween. Jesus Christ. Come on. Okay, here we go. All right, so I have a question for everybody. So if you guys know the story of Deborah Hill and John Carpenter, who produced this film, by the way, executive producers on this film. If you guys know the story of their real life relationship, they were together for Halloween. I believe it was Halloween 1. They were married, either engaged or married for Halloween 1, and then they ended up getting a divorce for, I believe, between Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. But the funny thing about when they got a divorce was John Carpenter went straight into another relationship with, I believe it was the lead actress of one of his films, right? So then if you look at the Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, if you look at the main character, Dr. Daniel, who's played by Tom Atkins, and you see how his character is now. Shay, did you see that parallelism there?
No, I didn't.
I didn't. The first time watching, I'd never seen it, right? And then I go back and I watched it, and I'm like, okay, I'm remembering John Carpenter's story and how him and Deborah Hill was in real life, and then I'm seeing how Dr. Daniel was with his ex-wife, and then how he was with this young girl in the movie. John Carpenter ended up getting with a younger girl after Deborah Hill. So it was it was very, very, very weird to see. But I just want to bring that up. I want to see if anyone else sees that.
I've not seen that at all. You have to Hanfield Slasher in chat say, "What's up, guys? Good on Hanfield Slasher. Haven't seen a little bit, man. It's good to see you.
How you doing, man?"
We also got Brittany in the chat says, "Hey guys,
Brittany, what's going on? The Hellcats and Hellhounds are fucking in the building tonight, showing up. That's what's up. I like to see it.
Yeah, much appreciated." I did not know that at all. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the parallelism in that movie, man. Like I don't know. I was really watching the film, but back to your question with the motive of Dr. Or what was his name? Come on, help me out here.
You mean Dr. Chalice?
No. Cochran. There you go, Cochran. Or whatever his name is, the CEO of the, what is his name?
Mr. Cochran.
Yeah, that guy. The motive, man. Honestly, after watching the film again, I couldn't find one. Now, it was kind of like, again, it was the power thing, right? Now, I did see kind of similarities when it comes to, there was something with the children, right? Like he went out, he specifically targeted children in the third film, or in Halloween 3: Season of the Witch with the mask. So, and then I looked at, parallelisms with, films like Dr. Sleep and other films that deal with, feeding on the children, right? And maybe there's like and again, if you go to the end of the film of Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, you get introduced into the what is it? What kind of lore? Like the Celtic lore of it or whatever.
Yeah, Celtic lore. So basically the festival of Samhain.
Yes, correct. So again, I think there's something with the sacrifice of children. I think that he was feeding on the life of children through the mask. He made the mask to feed on the life of children, and that in turn gave him power because of the basically the ceremony. It was basically a big ass ceremony. Every Halloween they were going to put these masks on, and thousands of children were going to die, and that was then going to give him power because he was basically fulfilling his part in the ceremony.
Yeah. So pretty much, I don't know if everybody knows this, but pretty much, Mr. Cochran is pretty much, I guess, in a way, like super old.
Yeah.
Like, because basically he dealt in witchcraft, or whatever. So he's actually pretty much been around for hundreds of years. Now, if you do realize in the movie, he does talk about the Celtic festival, of Samhain and everything else. He even said, like 3,000 years of his old Celtic lands is where pretty much where Samhain or Samhain, the festival of Halloween is pretty much the borderline of the living and the dead, opens. The veil opens up, so the dead come in the living. Of course, how that is in Halloween. So pretty much, as he said, like the hills ran red with the blood of animals and children.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so he's trying to keep up the festivals of his Celtic lands. Now, again, if he was a part of that back in 3,000 years ago, now you kind of see like, okay, he might be at least 3,000 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this goes back. And that's why I love Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, because it's the lore, right? This goes back thousands of years. The Halloween, the ceremony of Halloween goes back thousands of years, and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch was the first film to touch upon that. So I could definitely see him being alive back then and probably doing this, just moving from town to town and just evolving in different ways and basically just doing this for thousands of years.
Yeah.
For sure.
So pretty much, like I said, his modes are to keep the Celtic thing alive. And of course, they throw it out child. So yeah, you get your little kids, you have them put on masks and go out begging for candy.
Right. And this film gets a lot of hate in the horror community for obvious reasons, because if you put the label Halloween on it, you have certain expectations. I get that. But if you actually get to know who John Carpenter is, and you actually get to know who Deborah Hill is, and you really know what they wanted to do after Halloween, and then this is the product, it was beautiful. And now it was a beautiful product that was honestly from start to finish. And again, this is my favorite thing to do in films. I can remove myself and act like it's my first time watching the film. If you can do that, then you get a new appreciation for the film, right? So that's what I did today. I went back and I watched the film for the first time, and I was watching it, and there was twists and turns around every fucking corner of this movie. Like, there wasn't one time where I got bored, right? Even with the love relationship between Dr. Atkins and the young girl, I got you, Ellie, right? Even the relationship between them was pretty interesting, right? And then you threw in the Dr. Cochran, right? Or the Colonel, whatever, the Cochran guy. You throw him in the mix. So everything, and then the minions of his that randomly just fucking killed themselves, that was interesting, right? So for the time period, I thought that film was a very, very good film.
It was. I mean, again, if you take Michael Myers out of the equation, right, and you go in this movie thinking, okay, Michael Myers ain't gonna be in this movie. It's pretty much a standalone Halloween movie.
Yeah.
And you just go in like that. I mean, to be honest, it is a good film. Yeah. Of course, you get like the comedy relief with Dr. Childs. Dr. Childs is a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
Especially he's also like that, that ladies' man. He's always trying to help girls.
Yeah.
Get more. So if you just take yourself out of it and just watch it as just like a Halloween, another Halloween movie, like Hocus Pocus, or like Trick or Treat, another horror film, but not strictly just think about Michael Myers going to be in or not, or why he's not in it. Just watch it as a standalone film by itself, and you're going to enjoy it. Because again, the first time I seen it, I was like, all right, I'm watching this movie. I know Michael Myers ain't in it. I'm gonna watch it, see what it was. See, I was like, and actually, of course, I fell in love with it. I mean, I love the way it was shot.
Oh,
I love the atmosphere of it. Also, especially you also get masks. You know, you actually get Halloween masks, pumpkin, witch, skulls. You know, so something was totally different. You get the feeling of Halloween.
I want to ask a question, okay? And there's the horror community tends to do this. There's 2 films in the Halloween franchise that just get shitted on every time, that it's like at the bottom of their list. It's Rob Zombie's Halloween, and it's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, right? But everyone loves those masks. Everybody loves the Halloween 3 Season of the Mask. But if you ask like a random horror fan, hey, what do you rank Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? They're like, oh, it's probably like my 9th film in the franchise. And it's like, but you love the mask. Same thing with the Rob Zombie mask, right? People hate on the film, right? The second film deserves all the hate it gets, okay?
Oh, yeah, it does.
It truly does, honestly, because I felt like Rob Zombie got cocky with the first one, right? And he was like, because everyone accepted the first one for what it was. And he was like, okay, now I'm going to finish just like David Gordon Green, right? With his Halloween Ends. It's way better than Rob Zombie 2, but it's still, he did his own thing and nobody asked for it. But then again, I'm back to what I was saying. You know, people hate on the Rob Zombie film, but then they love the mask, right? And then people are lining up to buy the mask, right? And then same thing with the Halloween 3. People hate on Halloween 3, but they love the mask. I don't understand.
Yeah, again, it's always how people don't like the mask better than, you know, the movie or something, because the mask looks pretty cool. Everything else, you kind of like the way he looks.
Yeah.
But then, of course, with the overall movie, it's gonna suck. I mean, for me, Halloween, the first Halloween Rob Zombie, I didn't mind it. The only thing I didn't care for was, of course, the backstory and how Michael was kind of growing up, everything else. I mean, basically, what Zombie did with the Halloween Rob Zombie, he took basically the character of Michael Myers and turned him into an actual real life serial killer.
Yes.
You know, where you see like the abusiveness, and of course he's you know killing animals and stuff like that. So you're seeing the tendencies of an actual serial killer. So he kind of did that.
They made him into a basically a Jeffrey Dahmer kind of situation, but like a on steroids. Like, I'm not talking about like he was out there, but it was like they showed his trauma, they showed his pain. So then even the whole time throughout the movie, you kind of felt for Michael, right? Because you've seen what he grew up with, and you've seen even in the insane asylum how the guards treated him and what they did in there. So I mean, again, but like you, it's like watching Halloween 3, right? If you just watch it as a Halloween film and just take it for what it is, and if it fits the categories, like it's shot well, the scenes move well, it's just not my story. I think that's what Rob Zombie did. He was like, it was his story, but we still appreciate it because it had a good Michael, right? It had a brutal Michael. Tyler Mane is one of the better Michaels out there. Had Daniel Harris in it. It had a really good storyline when it came to, you know, Laurie, and it actually paid homage to the '78 film a lot. With certain scenes, when I remember there was certain the hedge scene, there was the school scene where she was looking out the window and Michael was standing there. So it paid homage again. I loved the first one. It wasn't the best. Now the second one with the white horse and then he was eating dogs, that he just threw Rob Zombie on it. That's just what he did on that one. You know,
I mean, if you would have kept like the dream sequence type feel, I think it'd been a way better movie. But him doing the whole thing was a dream sequence, and of course, you know, Michael's came back and it's like, you know, a dream and everything else. It's like, okay, now you're having like mommy issues with Michael. That doesn't really go well because again, you're like taking Jason.
Yes. See, he tried to put Jason right with the mommy issues. Then he did the dream sequence with Freddy, right? He tried to put Nightmare on Elm Street on there, but then it was a Michael movie. So that's what Rob Zombie did. You know what I'm saying?
Wicked Dennis says both Rob Zombie movies were brilliant.
Look, Michael and Woodsboro, aka Daniel, I agree with that the first one was good. Great at best, right? But the second one, I'll give you this. The second one had a really good chase scene in the beginning. Remember the chase scene shape, the hospital scene? Yeah. That was fucking cold. That was really fucking cold. But then again, you had fucking there was a lot of scenes in the second one. Again, storyline aside, and some of the scenes aside, the second one had its moments. It did have its moments.
He also says no.
Look, don't hate me, bro. Don't hate me.
And we get Sean says somebody show support. Appreciate that, man. Much love. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
We also got Kirsten in the chat. Says, hey everyone, how's it going, Kirsten? How's your night going?
Hellcat in the building. What's going on, Kirsten?
We also got Chelsea's in there. Says hello. How's it going, Chelsea? How's your night? How's the gym going? I know you're at the gym.
What's up, Chelsea? How you doing?
I'm thinking about going to the gym tomorrow.
Dude, okay, I'll just Kirsten. It's Kirsten, right?
Yeah, Kirsten.
Okay, I think I said Kirsten because I literally just watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2000.
It might be Kirsten. I always say Kirsten.
It's Kirsten. Yeah, it's Kirsten. Because I remember I watched The Strangers. I watched The Strangers, and the lead girl in it, her name's Kirsten. So I apologize for that. I really do.
Sean says the first Halloween Rob Zombie has really grown on me, but his Ace 2 movie still doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit with me either.
Yeah.
So if I were to rank all the Halloween movies, Rob Zombie comes at number either 13 or 14. I think 13.
Right,
maybe
with
14.
all these films now. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, with Halloween. If you include Halloween 3.
Yeah, I'm saying. But this is a Halloween 3 stream, so I don't want to get back on the Rob Zombie right now.
Says Chelsea says I'm sore and dying laughing my ass off. I don't know. I'll probably be sore tomorrow because I'm gonna try to go tomorrow first thing in the morning before I go take the kid to school. So I'm gonna try to go. I got some new pre-workouts with that I want to try out. So hopefully it'll be good.
I'm gonna try, but then I only go for like fucking 45 minutes, and then I'm out that bitch.
That's what I gotta go to. I gotta go. If I get up, I'll probably get about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then go, and then I'll be back here before 7. So,
see, I gotta work tomorrow, so I do like 45, and then I head off to work.
It says, yeah, Rob Zombie's Ace 2 would most likely come in dead last if I did a proper ranking.
You know what mine is. You know what my dead last is. And I ain't even going to say it, but I'll say it. H2O.
What? Yeah, I know.
Dead last.
I adore Rob. I adore Zombies and his style. I guess that's why I adore both so much. Again, first one, if he would have kind of kept the same story as the original one about Michael and just continue on with the rest of the stuff movie, I think for me it'd been a good movie. And of course, for me, when it comes to Dr. Loomis, I hated how I didn't mind him in the beginning with Dr. Loomis a little bit. I didn't mind him at all. Mm-hmm. But later on the movie progressed where he's like got the gun. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No, that's not Dr. Loomis at all. Especially the second one where he's writing the book. They kind of turned Dr. Loomis, our beloved character of Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
And they kind of say, you know what, fuck it.
They turned him into a dick. And like that's the thing with Rob Zombie. Like Rob Zombie has to have just that dick character in the movie. He has to have that dick character. And regardless if it's just like a bad guy or a good guy, but he has to have a dick. And if you look in both of the films, there wasn't an asshole. There wasn't one. And he made Loomis an asshole. And I didn't like that. I did like his portrayal and his performance, right? Because again, he nailed the performance of what he did, what he did. I didn't like Rob Zombie's writing of what he did with Dr. Loomis. I didn't like that. No.
Me personally, I think Rob Zombie should just stick with music and stop making movies.
No, see, I'm not. No, see, I'm not going to go that far because he does. One, he makes great music, and two, he makes other than Halloween 2. I haven't seen a bad film. Honestly, I haven't seen a bad horror film because again, it's type genre. So when you're watching Devil's Rejects and House of 1,000 Corpses, you have to put it up there with like Wrong Turn and fucking Left 4 Dead and shit, right? I think that's a video game, but they're good films. Rob Zombie makes good films, and even the Munsters. I enjoyed the new Munsters. It was a really good film. I enjoyed it.
I didn't even try to watch it.
It's a good film. It's a really good film.
I may watch it, but again, it's
a Rob Zombie thing.
Yeah, it's Rob Zombie. All right.
I understand.
This is haha. Okay, that's true. And then Here's Sean says, I still don't understand the hype for H2O.
Thank you.
Awful acting and terrible execution in that movie.
Thank
Laugh
you.
aloud. Sorry, I'm just being honest.
No.
And I understand that people love that movie.
Yeah, I know, Sean. Look, this is my first time meeting you, Sean Blue Digital. Okay, this is my. Keep up that energy. We need more people like you because H2O is a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit. It has its moments, right? Like it has its moments. But just like, okay, honestly, I'm gonna say it right now. Halloween 6 isn't that great of a movie, but it has its moments, right? It has its moments. So same thing goes for H2O. It's really not that good of a movie because there's the best thing you can say about H2O, and this is me from the outside in shape because I know you do enjoy H2O. The best thing you can say is that Jamie Lee Curtis was at her best in H2O, and maybe 78. You can maybe 78, okay. But I'll even put her H2O performance up against her Halloween Ends performance. Her Halloween, the trilogy. Her and H2O, she fucking and even in her short role in Resurrection, it was really good. What do you think, Shay?
I think so. Again, I love H2O. It's that, I mean, for me, I do enjoy that movie. I love the atmosphere they actually had in the movie. Despite there's no trick or treaters, not because it's going to be in a high school or some kind of like private school, whatever. I can understand that, but again, I like the way Michael looked. I like the way he moved, and I do like that whole continuing the storyline from Halloween 2. Even though it's kind of weird that Michael don't get no burns, and he still got his eyeballs. But again, I still enjoy the movie for what it was. And I that's the movie I'll pop in and watch it. I watch it constantly. Like 78. I love that movie. And again, when it comes to H6, I don't hate on H6. I actually enjoy H6.
Yeah.
I love H6. I watch it all the time too because I got the 3-pack on Blu-ray. Was got H2O, Halloween 6, and Resurrection. And I'll throw that in there and I'll watch all 3 of them.
Why they put the 3 worst movies in the franchise in a bundle? Like, look, you're not going to buy them individually, so just take them as a bundle.
But again, I said I really enjoy both of them. And again, like I said, for H6 for what it was. I mean, again, I didn't care for like the whole thing about Michael having a kid with his niece. I mean, that's kind of like out of the ballpark. But again, at the same time,
small. That was such a small. People harbor on that, but it was honestly such a small part. Like I hate when people bring that up because it's like for a moment in time in the movie, you were made aware of that, and then they moved on. It literally went back to the storyline that everyone loved and knew with Michael chasing his niece or inbred child, whatever you want to call it, but it went back to. So it's like I understand, I get it, but it's like I understand. Just like the H2O, I enjoyed. That's hard. That's a hard.
What it's like. I enjoy Resurrection.
I love Resurrection. I love Resurrection. I think if Resurrection were to come out now, it would do really well. It really would. The aspect of Michael being in like an MTV house and just like a Ghostface kind of thing. I think it'd be done really well.
I don't know. It still gets a lot of hate though.
Again, I don't know why. I don't know why, but H2O does it. Like it's because honestly, Jamie Lee Curtis saved H2O. If it wasn't for Jamie Lee Curtis, right, and her performance, and again, remember Shape. Back then it was 20 years later. Oh, she's coming out of retirement. Yeah. She's back. So that feeling, right? And then I think people were living off a feeling of just like Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends and H2O is the same thing to me. Like you promised a lot, but you failed to deliver.
Sean says, I love Rob Zombie, but some of his movies are simply hit or miss. Still love the guy no matter what he makes. Well, that's understandable. We got what was the other one? Oh, hang on, I think I missed one. Let's see here. We all says, I feel like H6 is watchable, but it has its flaws there. Yeah.
Okay, I want to know what flaws though. I need to know what flaws. Like the only flaw.
H6 got its flaws.
What flaw? Besides
the whole
storyline.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead.
With the child with Jamie.
Okay, one.
And then of course, you know, they killed off Jamie, and of course they did not bring back Daniel Harris.
Okay, we can say that about Halloween. We can say that about any film that doesn't bring back Daniel Harris. like,
And then I mean, it does got us a little bit of flaws there, and of course, in the whole Michael being controlled by the cult of Thorn and everything else. But again, for me, I really enjoy it because when you watch that movie, just like Halloween 4, just like Halloween, even Halloween 5, how kind of they
Halloween
care
5,
that. Again,
yeah.
When it comes to basically the Thorn trilogy, I call it the Thorn trilogy, Halloween 4, 5, and 6, right? When it comes to all three movies, they have that Halloween atmosphere, which I really enjoy. They got, you know, the way it looks, the way it's spookiness, the darkness of, you know, everything about it. I enjoy the atmosphere of those films, and then to me, those make those films enjoyable. I love Paul Rudd's portrayal of Tommy Doyle. I actually really enjoy that. I could see how Tommy Doyle would be like at his age in Halloween 6, all grown up. You know, I could see his even in like Halloween Kill. I could see Tommy Doyle's portray, you know, as that kind of person.
Who was a better Michael, H2O or H6? Who was a better Michael? Who
H2O.
How?
For me, I like the way he moved in H2O, like how his speed was, how his agility was. Again, when it came to H6, Michael's, I mean, even though like towards the end, Michael's kind of a little more like a fast-paced walker, at the same time, it felt like, again, it was like trying to be more like, in a way, like a little bit like Halloween 4 and a little bit of Halloween 2 mixed together. Of course, again, the original actor to play in Halloween 4, who played Michael, also did come back to play in Halloween 6, but they replaced him with a different actor. That's why when you see Michael, again, when he's chasing Tommy Doyle in the basically the Smith's Grove, he's got more of a upside-down triangle shape of his body.
I understand what you're saying. You call my man fat. I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, movement aside and agility aside, right? I think that the shots of Michael were better in 6 than in H2O. Like there was like a couple times where, like when Michael was going against Laurie on the tables, that was a good shot of Michael. But other than that, there wasn't really any good shots. Now, if you want to talk about agility, I'll give it to you, H2O. But when I'm talking about like look of Michael, mask of Michael, I love the dark overalls, the black hair, the dark gray mask. Like I loved it all. And then when it came to H2O, the look of Michael is huge for me, right? When it comes to a Halloween movie. And it's known in the horror community that the CGI mask, what the hell? What the hell?
Okay, that was relevant for one little scene. But again, I do like the way Michael looks. Pretty much the main up close shots we got of Michael. I like his whole look. I like his. I pretty much, again, don't judge, but I like the physique. I like the physique of Michael, how he looked, how he looked kind of built. I do like the way he looked. I like the way the coveralls were on him, and I like the way the mask. I do enjoy the mask very much. Okay. I love the mask of H2O. Even though you can see his eyes and it's way too big.
Fucking weird. Fucking weird, bro. And it's like, and that's complete opposite with H6. In H6, they blackened out the eyes. So they super blackened out that. Like they know his eyes are normally blackened out, but like they super fucking. And it's like, to me, okay, let me ask you, which one you more scared of? If you see Michael coming down an alleyway, which one you gonna be more scared of, H2O or H6? I know what you're about to say. I know what'd you say?
H2O.
Because why? You can outrun them. You can outrun the H6.
We got Larry in the chat saying, "What's up, guys? What's going on, Larry? How's it going?" But then again, hang on. Look at this. We got Daniel saying the CGI mask. I understand about the CGI mask. And we also got Brittany. She also said H2O is like my top 3.
Brittany, you were you. I just gave you Hellcat of the Week like last week. What happened? I now I got to take the Hellcat of the Week away from you. I can't believe that's your top 3. Wow, no, I'm joking, Britt. I'm not.
Then we got Larry saying Resurrection is trash, but it's okay. I still love y'all. H2O was my top 5. No. Resurrection, the movie overall, again, as I always tell everybody when it comes to Resurrection, go in the movie and have a good time.
Yes.
Because I mean, okay, if you just take it out of like like a whole storyline, just take it out, but just go in and have fun. Because you're going in, you're being more entertained with funniness and jokiness, everything else of the movie, and you're going to have a good time regardless.
For sure.
Especially when you get that famous scene of Busta Rhymes busting down the door and saying,
"Okay,
trick or treat, motherfucker."
Okay, no, see that scene, it was too cheesy for me. But other than that, I loved it. I loved the aspect of young people and people other than Lori interacting with Michael. I think that would do very well today. Like sometimes that story gets old. Jamie Lloyd and Laurie Strode. That story gets kind of old. You sometimes you want to see Michael just fuck with people. And in Resurrection, you got that. You literally got that. And I thought it was beautiful. And I love the mask in Resurrection. It was a very good mask.
Yeah, it was. And we also got Kirsten says H.O. is my number 2.
You know what? Okay. It's all right. I understand. I mean,
but here you go. Larry also said H6 is barely better than Resurrection.
It's cool.
Barely.
I've been fighting with them for like since I met them about this. Okay. They're never going to change their mind about it. And it's all right. I understand.
Sean says left out. People like what they like, and we all just gotta agree to disagree, and thus discuss it is good going good.
I disagree with that. No, you all gotta like what I like, and if you don't like what I like, I gotta. I'm just joking.
Scream Rad's in the chat. Let's go on. Scream Rad says one of the UPS about one of the ups about Resurrection is the girl who played Jen went on to do great things as an actress.
Let me see her. I can't remember. Let me see who she is. Can't remember. Oh yeah, I remember her. That was the lead girl, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Well, so Dan says the H6 producer's cut has a horrible ending, but other than that, it was good. Actually, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't quite care for the ending of the producer's cut. I did like the overall movie throughout the movie until we get to the ending. I didn't quite care for like Michael just all of a sudden changes, with Dr. Wynn, changed his whole outfit and stuff. And then, of course, what is Dr. Loomis now? Michael now? Is that the case now? Because again, I didn't quite understand that part.
Listen, and for people who put H6 at the bottom of their list, you got one of Loomis's best performances ever. Like people can say what you will. That man came to set drunk every day and nailed it. Gave a legendary performance. And you again, if you put that film at the bottom of your list, I really had to have words with you because it was Loomis's last performance. And then you get that legendary yell at the end of it.
Hey man, say some of these Hellhounds and Hellcats might give you some trouble. Look at that. I like Resurrection more than H6. The only thing about H6 I love is Paul Rudd.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you that right there, Britt. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right there. That's what's up. I appreciate you because
Resurrection was a good for her career. Scream Rat says I agree. That doesn't make it a good movie.
Okay.
I hope you guys have a great stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate stopping by. Thank you very much. Brittany also says H2O is definitely the better Michael, not the mask.
No, I disagree.
H2O does have one of the better opening scenes.
That's facts. That's big facts.
Okay, between if you're talking about between H2O and H6, yes, it does. But if you want to talk about the best opening scene out of the whole franchise, will always be the original opening to Halloween 78.
Okay, man. Okay, you can't put that on the list. I mean, you can't put that on the list. Like that's obvious, right? Obviously, that's the best scene. That could be the best scene in horror history, honestly, right? So opening scene in horror history. So besides that one, what you got?
Sean says anyone else agree that the mask just got worse as the movies went along? The last mask I truly liked was from the original H2, and that one isn't even all that great. The H2 mask actually is actually the original mask from 78.
I mean, hey, I
Yeah.
think they gotta you gotta put your own twist onto the mask. But sometimes you don't need to change anything up either. So I feel you on that one.
Says no, Sean Lou says you are right. The mask did get worse as they went on until they did the remakes. Yes, until they did the remakes, and the mask got better, way better. But again, when it comes to the masks, I mean, if you're a big Michael fan like I am, you got to have all the masks in your collection. I'm even thinking about getting the Brute mask from Halloween 5.
I mean, see, I'm a huge Michael fan, and but I'm a huge everybody fan, right? I know I'm not as huge as a Michael fan as you, but my thing is, I'm not gonna support.
Oh, they still love you, Hellvington. So we still love you, Hellvington.
No, don't do that. I'm just joking. No, but no, I can't. If I don't like the way the mask looks, I'm not gonna buy it. Period. I can still like the film, but I'm not gonna buy the mask. That's just me.
I mean, well, for me, when it comes to masks, my favorite ones are always going to be basically Halloween 78,
Okay.
Halloween 18 Kills and Ends, Halloween 2. Then it goes to H2O, H6, Resurrection, Halloween 4 or 5. And then Rob Zombie and Rob Zombie 2.
So
The dream sequence Rob Zombie, not the one who's got everything half off.
Okay. Are we talking about on screen or are we talking about productions? Because if we're talking about on screen, okay, on screen. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Halloween Ends is a good mask on screen. Production, it was one of the worst masks ever made, just in my opinion. I mean, shoot the messenger, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not one of those people that want, if I buy a mask, I want the mask to look good. And if I want a custom mask, then I go buy a custom mask. I don't want to have to buy a Halloween Ends mask because honestly, and I'm going to say it, I don't know if this is a PG channel, but I'm going to keep it as PG as possible. The fucking mask looked like somebody just jizzed all over it. Honestly, seriously. Like,
well, that's what happens with mold. The mask had mold on it.
I've seen mold. Like, mold is green and like yellow and black. That was straight up white shit on these reproductions. Now, in the film, it was good. Film, great. It looked like mold. But what they mass produced was terrible. But then when I see people rework them, beautiful mask. But they add color to it. That was the one thing with the Halloween Ends mask you had to do if you got it redone. You had to add color because it literally looked like someone just put white shit all over the fucking mask.
Well, just like Todd's Halloween Ends or Kills mask, they call it the mustard shot.
The mustard, exactly. On screen, it looked amazing. Production, and that's why I'm not. I'll go buy a Halloween 5 mask because they look good. They actually look good, right? The production looks good. The Halloween Kills mask and the Halloween Ends mask, the production, they didn't look that great. Now the 2018. That is that's like my top 3 right there.
Yeah. Again, man, I still say I enjoy all 3 of the new ones. 18 Kills and Ends. I do love those masks. Hell, I'm even getting plan on getting an Ends mask rehaul by Chandler Matt here some point in the near future. Plan on getting a rehaul done by him and have because then I'll complete the trilogy with his mask. I do have a 18 that's on my life size done by him. I got a Kills done by him, so I'm gonna get the Ends once I complete the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
No,
it definitely. If you get them redone, I support the Halloween. If you get it redone and custom, I definitely support that.
But I do have a question for you though, Hellvington. Are you planning on getting, since you're a big H6 fan? Ooh. Are you planning on getting the H6 1/6 scale figure from Tots?
The shit that's like $200. it's mad expensive. I looked into it, man.
Well, you're a big fan, though. Come on.
I messaged my local toy store to see if they were getting it, and because my thing is with certain stuff, like I'm a collector, right? And eventually I'm gonna resell all this shit and just cash out, right? But so being a collector, I don't like ordering things in the mail, especially if it's something that's new, because the box can get damaged. So I just go to my local toy store. So they said that they're gonna look into getting it. If they get it, I'll probably end up buying it, honestly. Because it's a really good statue. I honestly like it's one of the better statues that I've seen from them.
Again, I mean, for me, I always order stuff from mail, so when I get the stuff, but I gotta give props to Trick or Treat. They actually been when they package the new ones, especially other ones too. But when they package the new, because I got an H2 one from there for Christmas. When I opened that box up, they got freaking styrofoam, real thick styrofoam on top, on the bottom to keep it there, and they even got a freaking good old freaking bubble wraps like that to cover it up so it don't get damaged. And they're doing a pretty good job on the way they're shipping stuff out now.
And another thing is I'm a guy, I don't like waiting for shit, right? Especially so like I don't want to like have to wait on it. So like I'd rather just the toy store be like, yo, we got it, drive up to the toy store, go grab it.
I'll tell you what though, when it comes to like ordering shit, I order from Amazon because I got the Halloween 2 mini bust. I want to get the 78 mini bust. So Amazon had it. They had this thing, same price as Trick or Treat Studios. Okay, fine, cool. So I ordered it.
Yeah.
They shipped it to me. I finally got it. And I got the camera ready, going to do an unboxing video over there. Open the damn box. It was a Halloween 2 mini bust.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So I basically put the return. It's wrong item. I put that. I want the Halloween 78, not the Halloween 2, which you have listed. Uh-huh. So I sent it back. They sent me a new one.
Yeah.
Got it ready. About to do an unboxing video, everything else. Open it up. Halloween 2 again.
Oh no.
I just say return, refund money. But I did end up ordering another 78 one. But I went through eBay because the guy had pictures of it, what it looks like. So in the box, the box was good. So I ordered from eBay. So it should be here. Just shipped today, so it should be here hopefully this weekend or next week.
Again with the whole ordering online thing, certain things I will, but and especially with this toy store, I gotta look. Replay Toy Store, they got a rewards program. So every time I shop there, I get points back. So it's just better for me just to get them. And especially they put requests in. So if you want something, you can be like, hey, can you get this statue? They'll be like, yeah, we'll get the statue. They'll get the statue, and I can use my reward points.
Man, I wish I had a toy store like you have around here.
Well, they do online shipping. So they do shipping online. So check them out, man. It's Replay Toys. Don't do my toy store because you'll buy my toy store out. So do the one in Kentucky. They got a store in Kentucky. No, I'm so serious. Don't do the one here. Don't do the one here. I tell everybody that. I'm like, yeah, they do shipping, but don't do my toy store because that's some bullshit. That's my domain. So serious. Like honestly, like I just I got a Freddy versus Jason. It's like a 2004 Freddy versus Jason. They like a freak show, sideshow or some shit. Like they don't make them anymore. You can't fucking find them. Fucking found at the toy store, man. They got vintage everything up there, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, love it.
I mean, I kind of got like a toy store here. It was more like a comic book store. I mean, they pretty much buy and sell, and everything else. But I really haven't seen anything Michael Myers or anything like that nature. I did find some cool Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. They did actually have those one statues that are basically the females like dressed as the horror characters. They got Jason, Freddy.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese ones, whatever. They actually they didn't have Michael.
Those are hard. I like those. Yeah,
we kind of got we kind of how we went all about
talking. But that's what happens when we get together, bro. We just go on fucking rants, bro. We just go on rants. Yeah. And for some reason, every time I get on someone's channel, H6 comes up. H6 and H2O. I don't know why. I'm like an H6 and H2O magnet. I don't know why.
Nah, it's all right though. It's all good. It's all fun. But going back to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Yeah. So we pretty much already know Mr. Cochran's motives on why he kills and why is he killing the children and everything else, because to keep basically the festival and the rituals, everything else of Samhain. And it's if you look at the pronunciation, it looks like it's spelled Sam Hain, SAM, but It actually is in Celtic. It's pronounced Samhain.
Okay, I'm just gonna say Sam Raimi, like the Spider-Man. Yeah,
It was funny because I actually work with the guy. He's big in the Celts and stuff, and he's big in like Norse mythology, like Thor and Odin. So he's really big into that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say, Festival of Samhain, Halloween, he goes, "What? It's not pronounced Samhain, it's pronounced Samhain."
Oh shit!
Like, oh, all right,
he put you
on.
on.
I say, hey man, I go by what Dr. Loomis said.
Yeah, no disrespect, man. No disrespect.
Dr. Loomis said Samhain.
But
again, that's why he's killing the children and everything else. And also, did you know that the whole town that he basically built, so he's basically isolated? Of course, he got the stone from Stonehenge, which again, how the hell did he steal of that big old freaking rock of Stonehenge and take it and then able to fly it? Or, how the hell did he get it to California?
Yeah, like that again, that movie, there was so many elements. Like again, the Stonehenge thing. It was again, if you watch it for the first time, again, if you have that ability to watch the film for the first time again, you notice like Shape just said, this motherfucker is so rich and powerful that he got Stonehenge transported without nobody seeing him all the way to Northern California and then started harnessing the power. So it's like this film had so many elements to it that it was just a beautiful fucking film.
I got a fun, which means I got to run, guys. I promised my son I'd play a game with him before he goes to bed. Have a great rest of your stream. Catch y'all next time. Take it easy, Larry. Have fun playing games. As I appreciate you stopping by.
Peace, man.
What's this? Screamer says, I normally try eBay or in my local comic shop for my horror collectibles. Again, for me, it's hard for me because, again, here where I live in Michael Myers' home state, Illinois, it's really kind of hard to find stuff around here. I mean, the only thing we really get out of anything, like when it comes to like horror and Halloween related stuff, is during October, September, towards the beginning of September or towards the middle of September, to where Spirit opens up and Party City starts bringing all their Halloween stuff out and everything else when we start getting fully of Halloween things. I do notice that, of course, the Nightmare Before Christmas is very big, right? So I just noticed they're just throwing Nightmare Before Christmas stuff during Halloween time, Christmas time, and even Valentine's Day.
Damn.
Yeah. I found a big old plush of Jack Skellington and Sally. I did get baby shaped Sally, and then of course they have like, cups and some of them have all Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I wonder what St. Patty's Day is going to be like. Are we going to have like a Nightmare Before Christmas on St. Patty's Day and Nightmare Before Christmas, on all these other times? That's my joy. What I see stuff now is a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas.
So is it like themed like Nightmare Before Christmas, or is it like Valentine's Day? Like, are they like themed? Or is it?
Yeah, here I'll show you.
They fucking is that legal?
I guess.
Is that fucking legal? Disney's gonna be mad as hell.
So here's baby shaped Sally, right? So here's Sally.
Okay.
And it's got the heart on her. Basically, had got a bow with the heart.
Yes, it's legal
for Valentine's Day, and of course Jack. He has this bow tie on. It's got basically a heart for the bow tie.
Jesus Christ. So Haddon, the home of Haddonfield doesn't have Michael, but they for sure have fucking Jack Skellington.
Yeah. Dan says Sweden sucks when you look for collectibles. Oh, man.
Yeah, my man's in Sweden. He's out there. But, hey.
I need to move to America. Yeah, I mean, America's always got the fun stuff. We always got the good stuff.
It's expensive. We've talked about it, Daniel. We've talked about it. It's expensive as hell to live here. But if I ever see something, I did a giveaway before. I've done multiple giveaways for my channel, and I've sent international before. But it's just shipping international is so expensive. It's like $60 to send a package internationally. So, but if I do another giveaway, I got you. I got you, brother. I got you.
Oh, I'm planning on doing a real big giveaway when I hit 1K.
Oh, see, Daniel, all you gotta do is subscribe. Subscribe to his channel. He got you on the giveaway. Look, he has a lot of NECAs. and those are like, they're fucking beautiful, and he has a lot of them. So yes, I have like shit that's like just very expensive that I don't want to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a collector, so like when I go and collect shit, I look for like for one, I look for how old it is. Like it has to be old. And if it's not old, then it has to be expensive. If it's not old or expensive, I don't want it.
Yeah, but I do got something big planned for when I hit 1K subscribers. It's going to be a pretty big giveaway.
Can I be entered? Am I a thing? Is that possible?
If you want to, you can.
I mean, I'll subscribe. Shit. Like damn, I'm
it's already done. I do appreciate that. But again, back to we could go which I love. Okay, I mean, again, like most times when it comes to talking about things, a lot of times it's always scripted, and we sit down and talk about certain things. When it comes to here, like with us, it's never scripted. We always go off top of everything else, but it's always fun.
It's always fun. And that's why we got to do this more. We got to do like just where we just come on here and just talk about just different segments, like whatever's going on in horror, and that's why I love going on other people's channels, because I can talk about stuff that's not horror all the time, like Nightmare Before Christmas or Beetlejuice or whatever. But definitely, I love coming on. Just me and Shape go back. How long have we known each other? Fucking almost a year.
Oh man, we met. Shit, man, we met back in I think it was around March time we met.
Yeah, so it's almost a year now. So
yeah.
this is a year of just fucking. We can do this all day, guys. We've done this for 9 hours before, so don't tempt us. We don't tempt us.
I think we did what? Sometimes we did what? 12 hours one time?
No, I wasn't there for that one. You crazy motherfuckers. Y'all got me big. Y'all know me. I hit that. Wait, who was that one time? Oh, fucking was it Andy? Where he was like asleep, right?
Yeah, he fucking fell asleep.
And like he gently just put his finger on the power button and acted like his computer died. Oh my god, great times, bro.
Yeah, that was fun times.
Oh,
but yeah, so we'll go back to Halloween 3. But again, when it comes to the overall movie, I mean, I really do enjoy the movie, and of course, again, you get the whole atmosphere of in a way like how Halloween started. Pretty much, it really wasn't. They didn't call Halloween again. They call it Festival of Samhain. Of course, it was like the 10th century fire festival. Because again, so basically, when they did that, that's where basically the winter solstice kind of started between fall and winter. So basically, the October 31st was that borderline between the fall and winter. So that basically that gets called the winter solstice. So that's pretty much why they had a big fire festival. Of course, that's when they had the Celtics did the Samhain, and of course we have better crops and everything like that. But again, the way they took it, again, Americans, everybody else kind of adopted it. Of course, Christianity, they kind of adopted. Okay, well, if you want to keep doing that, we'll just kind of like put this here and we're gonna call it Halloween. So it kind of like it all altered.
Right.
So nowadays, everybody thinks about Halloween. They think about going outside, trick or treating, getting candy, putting your decorations up. That's pretty much what Halloween is. When you get deep into the lore, which again, Halloween 3 did, they got kind of what deep down into the lore of the festival and the rituals of the Celtics and everything else. They kind of dive deep into that, which actually was pretty good. So you see why Cochran was so adamant on, killing children, and getting the sacrifices he needed. Like again, getting the sacrifice he needed. To keep the festival or keep the thing going, everything else.
Right.
Then, of course, you had Dr. Chalice to kind of try to pretty much put a stop to pretty much kill everybody in there, and then, of course, but again, did he really stop it? See, that was the whole thing. Again, if you want to look at it, right? But look at it. If you want to look at it, right, when he comes to 78, right, Halloween 78.
Okay.
When Dr. Loomis shot Michael at the balcony, you went over and looked, right, and Michael was gone, right?
Correct.
Again, it was kind of a callback to the original ending of Halloween 78, because again, when you get to see Dr. Chalice, he's on the phone like, stop it, and the thing's still going. And then of course it cuts over, the movie's over, right?
Right.
So did he actually stop it, or did it still continue? And all his kids had these masks around the world.
They just fucking died.
Just died.
They just died. I mean, and that's what's so great about this movie. Honestly, it's you said it, bro. You fucking said it. Like, I mean, there's twists and turns. There's, cultism. There's a slasher element to it. There's, a romance to it. It's just a beautiful movie. It's a truly, and the score to it. Honestly, the score doesn't get talked about enough. I could throughout the whole franchise of Halloween 3. We all know the iconic song, the dun 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 dun. We know that song. But right. But besides that, even the chase scenes and the alleyway scenes and where the score is, it's just beautifully done. It's truly a cinematic masterpiece, honestly.
It is. And again, I think when it comes to Halloween 3, I think Halloween 3 I put at so pretty much with everything else in the franchise, I kind of put Halloween 3 around my, I want to say maybe probably again, like I said, like 9th. When it comes to 78 Halloween 2, 18 Kills and Ends, and of course H2O and Halloween 2 and 6 and all those, I'll put around the 9th place, I think. And 9th or 10th.
And so for me, I always hate when people are like, well, where do you rank this film in your franchise? Because I hate doing that, right? What I can say is, does it rank highly in my Halloween franchise? No. But if you give me a list of 100 horror movies, Halloween 3 is going to be probably top 50. And that's saying something. That is literally, we're talking all horror movies that ever existed, and Halloween 3 is in my top 50. That means it's a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so we gotta get do more cloud like this. I'm actually planning on thinking either maybe this Sunday or next week Monday. I'm actually gonna do use some movies. You want to hop on there? Talk about more about other movies. So I have 3 podcasts. I have using some movies. So we talk about all movies, all genres, like sci-fi, fantasy, horror, pretty much everything, all action films, comedies, all in general. Then of course I do have the Welcome to the Mind of Shape, and then I do have another one I do with Chelsea Mars. That's pretty much our podcast. It's called This Halloween. We're talking about all things Halloween, all things spooky season, everything else.
Okay. You wanted me on the first one, right? You wanted me on the first one? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm down to talk. Mandalorian's coming out. I believe it's coming out the 13th. So
we need to talk about Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, Teen Wolf is coming out. I want to say next week. Next week it comes out. So super pumped for that. Super pumped. I know Daniel's a Wolf watcher as well. He enjoys Teen Wolf. So
it's Wolf watch.
I'm also playing, dude. We might just have to fucking watch party. All of us, me, you, Daniel, and all the fucking wolves, man. Let's just watch party that bitch. Like,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we got to do that. I got to, because I mean that's the only way. You got to watch it with your pack. You know what I'm saying?
Daniel also said you guys are good at going off topic, laugh out loud, but definitely not complaining. This is very entertaining. I'm glad you're here entertained. It is fun.
Thank you.
Y'all says how high would you guys place Halloween 3 with other cult classic films?
When I first read that, I thought he asked how high was I, and I was gonna be like, very high and drunk, and I got to work tomorrow, and I got to do a review right after this. So, but no, yeah, I'm very high. But where would I rank it? Cult classic. Yeah, it's up there for sure. Another cult classic film. I just did like fucking Killer Clowns is a cult classic. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is a cult classic for its own reasons. So I mean, yeah, for sure. I think it's one of the I think it's one of the stronger cult classics out there.
It is. They also said it's a Halloween theme and the nostalgia that really grabs me with that movie.
Yeah, it's the shots. It's the shots. Scenes. It's the shots. It's the color grade. It's the music. I mean, everything about it is John Carpenter. If you look at John Carpenter's films, you got what is that film? Trouble in Big Little China, whatever that film is.
Yeah.
You got that film. You've got there was another film in the 80s or 70s and 80s that was another like kind of like a cop kind of thing. But if you look at this film, it has the main character Daniel, right? He's a doctor, but he kind of takes on that Loomis role, right? He tries to figure out what the hell's going on. He doesn't need to figure out what's going on, but he finds this girl named Ellie whose father's passed away, and to try to kind of get the girl, he has to figure out the story. And at any time, he could have walked away, but the story got more and more interesting. And like a detective, Daniel got drawn into the story. And that's and another thing about Halloween 3 that people don't talk about is in horror movies, you always get that happy ending, right? The final girl wins, the guy gets the girl. You didn't get that in Halloween 3. You got the complete opposite. The guy didn't get the girl. The guy didn't end up winning. And that was the finale. You weren't going to get another movie. So again, Halloween 3 was a movie that Halloween 3 season, which was a movie that just expanded all barriers and tested all waters and was like, you know what? This isn't what you wanted. This isn't what you expected, but this is what you got. And the only other film in the franchise that I can compare that to is Halloween Ends.
Yes, I get. Well, again, when it comes to Halloween, let's talk about Halloween Ends for a second.
Oh God.
When it comes to Halloween Ends, if you want to look at it, right, David Green, he's a big fan of Halloween 3 as well. Mm-hmm. Now, when you look at Halloween Ends and everything like that nature, there's really the only thing you kind of get Halloween 3 vibes, in my opinion, is the opening with the blue lettering. Everything else kind of get the Halloween 3 vibes, and of course at the end, the blue letter, you get that again. But to me personally, I don't really feel too much of Halloween 3 references besides just the opening end credits. I don't really feel too much of Halloween 3 vibes in the whole movie. The only thing I kind of feel vibes of the movie is mainly Christine.
Yeah.
That's like the major vibes I feel in Halloween Ends.
But even the Christine vibes, when I hear people bring that up all the time, and in justice, it's fair, right? But even the Christine vibes, it's not enough to say, okay, it's Christine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know the movie Christine and really got to be like, okay, that's Christine right there. Because, you know, but for me, Halloween Ends was honestly a Romeo meets Juliet meets, Michael Myers. That's honestly what it was. Romeo and Juliet. Or you can go even further. Dr. Frankenstein and his monster, right? The monster was honestly Corey, and Dr. Frankenstein was Michael, ironically. But again, there's a lot of parallel movies that you can say that are like that. But Halloween 3, but like you said, besides the opening credits and the end credits, nah, not really.
Yeah. Again, it was just way too much Christine feel, in my opinion. Which I totally understand. Again, I get the way how David Green kind of went back to the original 78. Of course, when it comes to being Michael being pure evil, everything else, it's the affection of the town, how the town was reacting after Michael, and of course how they did with Corey and everything else. And I even said in like my did you know how it ends with Corey Cunningham on. So after Corey accidentally killed a kid, right?
Okay.
He's constantly going back to that abandoned house, right?
Right.
Where does Michael go all the time after he kills somebody, whatever, especially with the new timeline, new trilogy, right? Where does Michael go?
He goes home.
He goes home, right? He goes home. Okay. So again, if you want to look at it, right? So it's like, so Michael killed his sister in the Myers house, right? He killed her in 6-3. But Michael Myers keeps going back to the house, of course, keeps staring out her bedroom window, right? So he always goes. So again, if you want to look at it, right, here you go, topic, right? He always goes back to that window where she died, right?
Okay.
Corey, if you notice, right, Corey was laying down on the spot that kid died.
In the house?
In the house. So remember the kid fell off the banister in the beginning.
Yeah, that's where that's where he was laying down when he died.
That's where he's laying down. Everybody see that's where he died. Right where he died.
Okay.
Once he hit that floor, he died. right?
Okay.
So again, but they kind of said, Michael was always looking at his sister's bedroom all the time, right? Always looking at you when he was little. But again, he always goes back to that bedroom. So when you look at Corey, he's taken the characteristics of Michael. So he was sleeping right on that spot where that kid died, where Lori came in, was basically talking to him, right? Yeah. You find him right on the floor sleeping.
Yeah.
So now you see the connections with Corey and Michael, and again how Michael can affect people around him.
I mean, again, that's that. I enjoy all the speculations, and it's all good theory. But for me personally, it's if it's not stated, right, then it's like, for me personally, it's just like it's hard for me to connect, if that makes sense. Like I see it, I see what you're saying, but for me, it could all be coincidence, right? But like for instance, like the Michael thing is set in stone, right? Because we had them say in 2018 in Kills, he always goes home. He always wants to go home. And then he didn't mean to kill these people because they were just in the way of him going home, right? So that was stated. But in Halloween Ends, and again, this goes to the movie, there was way more questions left unanswered than anyone liked, right? And me and you have had conversations about it before, where Michael, Corey's hand is hurt and he unwraps it, smacks it against the window, and he starts to heal. And, Michael giving him his, looking at Corey and Corey looking at Michael, Michael seeing the evil inside or seeing that he accidentally killed. And again, it just, for me, it just didn't make sense. I understood what he was doing. I understood that what David Gordon Green was trying to present, and I respected it, but he needed more movies to explain what he was trying to do. You understand? Like, if he would have had another movie to explain, like if it was like a psychiatrist or something talking to, like if you had a chance to explain how Michael and Corey interact with each other and what happens, then it would be a better movie. But the fact is that it just didn't make sense. The way, and I said it to you before. If you have Corey and Allison in the movie, it makes sense. Every scene with them makes complete sense. You have a young teen going crazy because he accidentally killed a child, and you have a young woman who is trying to save him from insanity. A great horror movie, right? Now, if you take Allison and Lori and Michael, it's a great horror movie, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until you brought Corey and Michael in the same room that shit it just didn't add up. Stuff didn't start to make sense. And it takes a true Halloween fan like you to explain to someone like, okay, this is what it is, which I respect, but it's David Gordon Green's job to deliver.
Yeah. Sean says, I can admit that Ace 3 isn't an amazing movie, but it works for me, and I really enjoy the soundtrack for Ace 3. It's so damn good, too.
Yes.
Then you got Daniel saying, I love to hear / see the commercial for Ace 3 playing in a Michael Myers Halloween movie.
Okay, I got a challenge for you, Daniel. Put that mask on while you do it. Put the mask on while you watch it.
He also says, the problem the problem, at least for me, with Ends was how heavily it was marketed as a final showdown between Michael and Lori. Then watching it was something completely different. Yeah, it was completely different. They advertised it as Michael versus Lori. It's going to be the final battle, the final boom, boom. And then, of course, it kind of went totally sideways. Of course, again, David Green kind of wanted to do like a love story. He wanted to do like a little love story. In a way, a tragic love story. If you want me to put it that way, kind of a tragic love story. It's kind of what David Green wanted to do. And pretty much in this whole trilogy. He got what he wanted to do with that 4-year time jump.
What he did, and
was it the best? Was it the best option to do it? No. But he didn't.
To me, David Gordon, what he did was he M. Night Shyamalan Halloween. Like, if that makes sense. So M. Night Shyamalan's movies, if you watch his movies, they're not bad movies, but it's not until he puts his own twist on it that you're like, okay, what the fuck, what, right? So,
Yeah.
for instance, if you look at it, if you would have just had Corey and Allison just be a couple, and then have Michael and Corey have their one-on-one at the end, and then the evil transfer over, boom, makes complete sense, right? And then I want to comment on something that Daniel said. Daniel hit the nail on the head 100%. Well, that one and the other one, right? The first one where he said that the final show between Michael and Lori. One, it was a lot with Corey, but two, the final showdown was terrible. The fight scene in 2018 was better than the fight scene in Halloween Ends, and I dare anybody to fucking fight me on that shit. The fight scene in Halloween Ends was what we seen in the trailer for what I believe it was like 3 months prior to the movie actually coming out. So we've seen the fight scene, the total fight scene in the trailer. And in 2018, the fight scene was incredible. Oh my God. From the kitchen to the basement to setting the house on fire. It was beautiful. In Ends, you literally got Michael on a kitchen island, right? And again, they didn't make sense. So you had Michael on the kitchen island, stabbed down, pinned down, and he could have broke free at any time, but while she's just nailing him with knives and shit. But he doesn't break out until the end, and he slices his hand through the knife and chokes her. Why didn't you do that from the beginning, Michael? It just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense.
Again, they when you put Halloween Ends in the title, it was kind of like, and of course COVID happened and everything else. Because again, Halloween 18 Kills Ends was supposed to be all in one night.
Yeah.
But then of course we had COVID, and then kind of got pushed back. So they decided to just, hey, we're going to, give ourselves another couple years for Halloween Ends. So then when Halloween Kills came out in 2021, then of course Ends came out in 2022. They kind of gave themselves a time zone because we're going to do a 4-year time jump. That's what's going to happen. But again, you had David Green, you had Damon Bride. You also had 2 other writers.
Yeah, and
on this story. So again, it was kind of like, okay, it's now you got you got too much eggs in one basket.
Too many writers. And another thing that was kind of that didn't sit well with me was the 4-year time jump. When we're used to 4-year time, when we're used to time jumps, we're used to it actually mattering, right? So for instance, let's take the Marvel universe. Whenever they have a time jump, it usually matters. This time jump in Halloween Ends did not fucking matter at all, at the slightest. It could have nothing. The only and then for instance, okay, I'm kind of getting upset here because when you look at the movie and you see the time jump, okay, would it make sense that Michael's still hurt after 4 years? Nah, makes no sense. Okay, if you look at the time jump, right, does it make sense that Corey killed a kid after 4 years? Well, he could have did that in Halloween Kills and it made a lot more sense. He could have look, check this out. What if he would have killed the kid in Halloween Kills, okay? The same night that Michael was doing all of his crazy stuff, right? And he got blamed for killing the kid while that was going on. And he did 4 years in Smith's Grove and then got out. And then we continue with that story. Then it would make sense why he went crazy and he was Michael-like because he spent time in Smith's Grove, right? But no.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. He spent what? How long did he spend in Smith's Grove?
He didn't go to Smith's Grove.
Oh, so he didn't even fucking go to Smith's Grove.
Yeah. He just got so pretty much when he's babysitting and take care of that kid, right? They actually have it back in 2019. So basically, after Kills, which takes place at 18, right? Okay. So basically, it was like a year after Kills that he accidentally killed that kid.
And then they just and he got away with it, and everyone blamed him. They just looked at him as a child murderer, right? Yeah. But even though he wasn't, would it not make more sense where if in Kills he would have he accidentally killed the kid, did 4 years in Smith's Grove, and then that would really set in where he became like Michael, and when he got out, the evil was inside him. He just didn't know it, right? Yeah. That would have made more sense. But no, we had, and again, there were certain scenes like the radio when he killed the radio DJ. That was one of the most LL Cool J's death mattered more. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's death in the movie fucking mattered, honestly.
No, yeah, because that's what I kind of said before. It's when it came to the kills in this movie, you're basically hoping these people would die. Yeah. Like they deserve what they got. Again, you had the bullies, they deserve what they got. You had the radio DJ, he deserved what he got. Maybe the girl, the radio station, maybe not, because we didn't see her very much. And then of course the kid, in a way, the kid kind of did get what he deserved, because again, he called him like a ugly piece of shit, babysitter, and then of course he did that trick, whatever, and he locked him up, whatever, and kind of being a little douchebag. So yeah, again, everybody in Halloween Ends, they all kind of got their kills, except for the stepdad. Yeah, the stepdad. Yeah, he didn't deserve to get what he got. I mean, he was still good to Corey. He appreciated Corey. Like he was, I hope you find love.
Mom's death. Like,
yeah,
there was I know it's in the executive cut, but it's like the one character you wanted to see die in the movie, we didn't even get to see die.
Yeah.
Halloween.
You do see her death at the deleted scene, though.
That's what I'm saying, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. If it didn't make the theatrical cut, then it doesn't count.
Yeah. Because there's still so much they could have done with Halloween Ends.
Awesome.
And then, but again, if you want to dive deep into Halloween Ends and kind of go what John Carpenter was trying to plan with 78, you're diving more deep into mythology and more deep into the psychological of the movie, then you could understand what David Green was trying to do with the film.
No, I don't. I can't respect that. I can't, because even when people say John Carpenter's vision, okay, if you want to say John Carpenter's vision, then what John Carpenter's vision to me is 78, Halloween 2 forcefully, not, you know what I'm saying, because he really didn't want to do Halloween 2, but then Halloween 3, right? Even though Halloween 3 really isn't but that's truly kind of the direction he wanted Michael to go towards. He wanted to go to the spirit of Halloween, and then if you look at David Gordon Green, you see none of that. You see Christine, right? You see the mask from Halloween 3. You see Halloween 4. I see a lot of Halloween 4.
Especially the house.
Yes, especially in the house, right? Halloween 4. But for me, I don't see us what John Carpenter's vision. I don't. John Carpenter's vision to me is Halloween 78, Halloween 2, and Halloween 3. That's truly what his vision is. And when I say Halloween 3, I want people to understand I'm saying not the aspect of what the story was, but Michael was in that universe, right? So the lore was already set in tone that it could be the mask driving Michael, right? That could be a thing, right? Because people forget, who is Michael killing? Teenagers. They're technically kids, right? So just like Cochran was killing kids with these masks and giving power to the ancient power of what we know to be Halloween, Michael could be doing the same thing with his mask. That was the speculation going into the Halloween Ends. Everyone thought, well, are they going to? Is it Michael's mask leading him to kill? Is it going to be Silver Shamrock? And that's what people thought that John Carpenter's vision was supposed to be.
Yeah, 1 second. So we gotta get going here. Take care and have a good week, everyone. You too. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, when it goes to John Carpenter, right? When it goes to John Carpenter's actual vision of Michael Myers and Halloween.
Yeah.
So pretty much, Halloween 78 was supposed to be a one-done movie. That's it. And again, when it comes to John Carpenter's visions of Michael, that he is strictly a force of nature, he's purely evil, and he is the boogeyman. Especially right after he got shot at the balcony, you saw the shots of the places, at the end of the movie. It's just shots of places, and then it goes to Myers' house at the end.
Yeah.
That is mainly for that he could be anywhere. He's still out there. He could be anywhere. Then, of course, he didn't want to do Halloween 2, so he was forced to do Halloween 2. He kind of his little scroll. Okay, he's going after. Is this Laurie Strode's sister? That's why he's going after her. Blah 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 blah. And then, of course, once they killed him off in Halloween 2, when Halloween 3 came about, it's supposed to what's one looking for? Like mythology or
Mythology, yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
The lore.
mythology. Yeah, so basically every year they're going to do a Halloween movie. Is going to do a different thing with Halloween. So we have Season of the Witch. Then of course probably next time they would have done Halloween movie, they've been about witches or vampire,
More Twilight
something.
Zone kind of deal.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's supposed to be something like that. But again, John Carpenter's truly vision was main Michael being like the boogeyman, forcing everything else. But then we get into David Green's trilogy, and they still touch on that in the first two, 18 and Kills. They still touch on he's a boogeyman. He's this, yeah. When you get to Ends, that's when it starts to get kind of a little bit rocky. Again, then they kind of take it as, Michael Myers is technically purely simply evil. He is the boogeyman. He is this kind of thing, but he's still a mortal man.
Made no sense.
Now when it comes to like the other films, I think Michael Myers still has a supernatural aspect. He's still supernatural. But when it comes to David Green's Michael in this trilogy, he's still human. There is no supernatural aspect. He is evil, but he's still human. but again, he can go above and beyond what a normal man can do. But again, when you do that, it's like you guys still have that supernatural aspect because you're still proclaiming him as a boogeyman. You're still doing this to them. So when you get to Ends, it's like, okay, well, the evil can be passed on through other people. It's like in the book. So pretty much in the book, Michael Myers walks off, sees this father and daughter, and they don't fear him. Yeah. They do not fear him. Because they know who he is, so they really don't fear him. So of course he won't do nothing because they don't fear him. The fear's got to be there. So then what happens? Michael kind of looks, right, gives him that look and puts the fear in him in a way, and then of course it affects them. And then of course the little girl, kills her dad.
Right.
So then of course now you get more again to the psychological, the more like the root of the evil, how it affects and corrupts the town. It's like with Corey. Again, when it comes to Corey and Michael, again, Michael and Corey. So Michael did his killing in 18 and Kills, right? He disappeared for a year. Yeah. Then of course everybody's talking about Michael Myers, so still kind of feeding him in a way. Well, here comes Corey, accidentally killing the kid. Now the attention's on the Corey, not longer Michael. Yeah. So then of course Michael can't get took to full strength because now he's competing with this kid who's also a lot younger than Michael is. Then of course everybody's talking about Corey and how he's the next boogeyman, he's the next Michael Myers, he's killing his kid, blah blah blah. Then of course he ends up running into Michael. Then of course Michael looks at him and puts that thing. So it technically like the evil transfer more into Corey. Then of course they go on a killing spree together. So now it's like again they're like teaming up. Again, every time when he looked at his hand, it was basically healing. After every time he killed, it was healing. Again, it's like when Michael kills, the more he transcends. In a way, don't look at it metaphorically, the more he kills, the more he heals. So it gets to that. So again, when you watch the trilogy of David Green, you really got to dive again. The first two, you don't got to really dive deep into it. They kind of explain most things here. When it comes to Ends, you got to really dive deep into it and actually study it, look at it. Then you got to look at the other films all together and kind of like, so in a way, like dissect, what he's trying to put out there. You know what I mean?
So this is what I basically come to. David Gordon Green has turned into Stephen King, basically, right? So you know how Stephen King has his books, which is written one way, and in the movie it's totally different. There are people who tell me that the Halloween Ends book is really fucking good. That's what people tell me. I haven't read it. People tell me that, but then when you see Ends, I gotta respectfully disagree with your statement of that. Everything that you said is true. It could be true, but it wasn't stated. None of it was stated. None of it. Even the evil transference was never stated, right? At least in Halloween 4, it was stated. We seen it. We knew it. Like Loomis confirmed it. It was stated, right? Because Loomis had Halloween 5. They had Halloween 5 to confirm, yes, the evil was transferred over, right? In Halloween Ends, it was never confirmed nor stated that the evil transferred over. It was implied through scenes that the scenes didn't necessarily make sense because you said as Corey killed, he got stronger, correct? Well, I seen him at the end of the movie, and again, this is where the movie doesn't make sense, okay? You can go toe to toe with Michael. You can kill all these other people. But when it comes to Lori was easily able to take you out, right?
Yeah.
So again, I feel like you said it earlier. They had way too many writers on this project. Way too many writers. This is what happens when you have too many writers on a project. No one's vision gets to come true. And I'll say this, and I want to know your comments on this because we've had conversations about John Carpenter before and how he is about his franchise. When you have a John Carpenter who he's never really stated about how he feels on Halloween 4, 5, and 6. He's never really stated about how he feels on H2O. He's only really stated how he feels about the new trilogy, 1, 2, 3, and Rob Zombies, right? That's the only ones he's really truly given a long statement about. So leading into Halloween Ends, John Carpenter was saying, "Oh, this movie is it's different. Oh, this movie's going to make you mad." What does that mean, John? And why would you let that happen?
I mean, again, this is my thought, especially when it comes to Jimmy Curtis and John Carpenter. When it comes to the whole thing, to me personally, it feels like, in a way, they're done with this. Again, John Carpenter, as he stated plenty of times, he's still involved with Halloween because of the paychecks.
And he will always.
So as long as they're still making Michael Myers movies, he'll still be part of it and he'll still get the paycheck. Jamie Lee Curtis,
same thing.
She don't care for Halloween that much. She don't care for pretty much the franchise at all. The reason why she's in it because of the paycheck.
And she's gonna come. Look, if she.
I mean, like honestly, what else has she done besides Halloween?
She's done movies, but she's known as that woman. She's known as Laurie Strode. That's her, right?
But again, I really haven't seen Jamie Lee Curtis in much movies
lately. Not at all.
Yeah, lately not at all. So I mean, her getting the paycheck was, of course, the Halloween trilogy. So I mean, again,
that sucks, and I hate that because you see, John Carpenter will say anything for a check. He'll say anything because this is what happens. Okay, John Carpenter gets on the podium. He says, "This is going to be a good Halloween film. I love David Gordon Green," and then you get Halloween Ends, and you're like, John, I bought the ticket because you signed off on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for instance, right, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, they were great movies. It flowed. It was consistent. So when Halloween Ends comes, I'm like, okay, how did we get here? How do we get here from here? Because if anybody asked me, okay, before we knew about Corey Cunningham, right? We were doing this podcast before we did our own thing, and before we knew about Corey, we were coming up with all the speculations, right?
Yeah.
Not one person asked for Corey Cunningham. Nobody. Everybody was asking for Allison to come out on top. Everybody was asking for Laurie and Michael to have their final battle. Everybody was asking for Tommy Doyle and what's the other girl's name? Lindsay. They wanted Lindsay and Tommy Doyle to have their thing. None of that happened. None of it. You can't tell me one of those things happened because it didn't. You didn't get Allison's storyline. Remember us talking, saying, "Oh, Allison's pissed. She lost her mom and dad. She's gonna be pissed." Allison wasn't pissed. She was out there fucking partying her ass off with Corey. Nobody asked for that. Nobody. Laurie, everybody's like, "Oh, Laurie's gonna be pissed. She lost her daughter. She's coming back with a vengeance." Laurie moved on.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's like, "Oh, Michael's gonna be badass. Michael was in a fucking sewer for most of the movie." So for anybody that says that this movie was good for the Halloween franchise, you're on drugs, buddy. You're on drugs. I'm sorry. Again, love Corey Cunningham, love Rohan Campbell, love him. The movie was trash. I've never sat in a theater and sat in for 45 minutes and asked my wife, "Where's Michael? Where's Michael?"
Yeah.
I literally, and then once we seen Michael get beat up by a 20-year-old kid, my wife's jaw, her jaw dropped. She said, "Is this really happening right now?" Because we didn't believe what the fuck we were seeing. Because it's never happened before. Name one fucking movie where Michael gets his ass kicked. It doesn't happen.
Only 6.
Okay, well, and again, people hate on that movie. People hate on that scene. People hate that Paul Rudd beat his ass, right? Even me, I like the scene the way it's shot. You know,
Only 5.
Okay, well, again, it wasn't to the aspect of what. Okay, name one. No, that was Busta Rhymes, and that was a comedy scene. If you want to say that, okay, that was.
I mean, he still got his ass whooped.
But okay, you want to say that? Okay, by 6'4" black man, that is about 240 pounds. Okay, he can go toe to toe with Michael. I mean, if you want to be real with it, Halloween 5. I mean, not even. They didn't even really get his ass kicked. He took a couple shots and called it a day. And Halloween,
he still got a chain dropped on him, and Dr. Loomis whacking him with that. Michael.
Okay, I mean, okay, but he had that. Michael had that coming. That was Loomis. That's old man strength. You ever fought an old man? I haven't. Okay.
But they got Paul Rudd, which is kind of almost the same build as
no, it's not. No.
Yeah, you got Paul. Hey,
no.
He's kind of the same build as fucking.
No, because I'll tell you why. Okay. Didn't Paul Rudd drug Michael? Didn't he drug him? He drugged him, right? Before he started beating him up, he drugged him.
I guess.
Okay, then there you go. So that's the only reason Paul Rudd was able to do that, because he drugged him. Boom, right there. Michael had 4 years to heal, and Corey Cunningham beat him up. I don't respect it. I don't respect that. That's and you respect that? I'm asking you right now. You respect that?
No, I don't. But
okay. Just making sure.
As Jamie Lee is now known as
the what? Sausage fingers lady. Why is she known as that? Am I missing something? I don't know why she would be known as that.
No, either.
But no, seriously, Halloween Ends. It's a hell of a. It's a good movie. It's truly a good movie. I mean, if you take Michael out the movie, and this is what take Michael out the movie, it's a good movie. I'll say that. That's fucked up. See, exactly. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Does not count. Does not count. I mean, and if it does count, I mean, it makes sense. He's like a 6'4" black guy. That's it's Busta Rhymes, right? I mean, he was watching karate movies. Like, he could fight. Yeah, like, yeah. He can do it. Like, that's like you work out, you're built. So, like, you going against Michael makes sense. Tell me, in what universe does James Jude Courtney ever lose to Corey Cunningham?
He doesn't.
He don't. He doesn't. Oh my God.
But anyways, this has been an awesome stream. Appreciate you coming on and talking. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And again, let's also congratulate Hellvington for hitting 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that.
So please go to Instagram, make it up to 3,000. And also please go over his YouTube channel.
Yes.
Subscribe to his YouTube channel. And let's get him up to 2K on YouTube as well.
We're working on 2K everything. 2K Instagram, 2K. We just got 2K Instagram, working on 2K YouTube, and we're almost at 2K on TikTok. So follow the hell out of Hellvington, and you'll have a hellicious time in the hell zone. Yeah. Yeah. The Shape be in the hell zone too. He'd be over there. He'd be over there sometimes.
Yeah.
After he comes out of the shadows every now and then to grace us.
One of the original Hellhounds.
Oh, OG, no, literally OG Hellhound over here, guys. And we just collabed on, what did we collab on? What did we do?
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. And that collab went crazy. Everyone was loving that collab. And what's crazy, dude, is like, so you know how our whole segment wouldn't upload, right? How I uploaded like 3 times and YouTube was like, nah. So I did it for Avery, and fucking Daniel worked perfectly. Makes no sense. I have no idea why that is. But our next collab, it'll be a full collab. We'll do a full collab next time. And I already know what I'm getting you for. I lied. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, I don't fucking care. If it's horror, I'll do it.
Well, hey, we do need to talk about The Evil Dead.
Yes, we need to do
and that. Scream 6.
Well, the trailer. So the trailer comes out Friday, but you start your work week Friday. So
yeah.
But if you can find some time to schedule in, man, throughout the week or something, the next week we can do like a trailer breakdown over on the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, again, like I said, I'm usually free Wednesday, pretty much Wednesday nights, and then pretty much Monday nights.
So next Wednesday, the trailer comes out Friday. I'll do a trailer, but we'll talk more about speculations next Wednesday. So Shape of the Shadows will be in the Hell Zone next Wednesday.
Yes.
I gotta make sure I don't double book it. Wait, what's next Wednesday? I don't fucking know.
Wednesday,
what is it?
Today's like the 17th, I think. Yeah, today's 17th. So next Wednesday would be the 25th.
Okay, I'm good. I don't have anything for the 25th. I think I got something for like the 29th. I think I want to say. I got so many collabs at this point. I love talking to people. Hell, me and Daniel's going to be there for the Scream video. So, hey, what's up, Daniel? Daniel's great. Daniel's great. I can't wait to get you guys together. Man, it's going to be. I love the community we've built together, dude. And I'm glad you're back, man. The Shape in the Shadows is back. I'm going to say that until I feel like it hasn't been said. Shape in the Shadows is back.
Yes, he is. And again, also too, of course, hang backstage. And again, thank you all for watching. And also, too, I'm actually going to put a video up here too of something I'm actually planning on doing. I put it in one of my shorts. It's actually going to be called Horror Movie Stories, to where I pretty much talk about, in a way, I'm talking about horror films, but kind of do like unsolved mystery style, but talking about the movies and making like more like turning into like real life. Having like Laurie Strode or Sidney Prescott, or Nancy, talk about them and the whole movie is like that, but bring them into real life. Like these are actually real characters or anything else, or real people in a way. So I call it Horror Movie Stories. So hopefully we're pretty good. I already got the first one getting ready to go. The first episode, of course, I'll be talking about Halloween and stuff. So gotta do that one for the first one, right? Because I'm a big Mike Myers fan, so we gotta talk about Halloween for the first one.
But no, that's facts. I've seen it. Look, guys, I've seen it. Sorry, I was texting. I've seen it. So Daniel, hang back because this is some really cool shit. And I'm gonna be a special guest on one of the episodes. So Daniel, you gotta check this shit out.
Yeah. But again, thank you for watching. And always remember, the shape is always in the shadows.
Get out the shadow, Shape.
Larry, everybody.
Horror movies. Movies that made us scared. Movies that made us fear the dark. And wonder what's underneath our bed or what's in our closet. That made us fear the unknown. Please join me as we do these series of horror movie stories.